Welcome, welcome. This is Dee with a Single Mom Unguided Life, where I try to navigate through finances, motherhood, being single, and everything in between. And I take you guys along with the journey to hold me accountable. So today I am going to do my September monthly review. And we're just going to go ahead and get into it because I am running a little bit late for something I have to do. So September goal was to pay down my medical debt, save an additional $50, start a sinking fund for my property, which include anything that comes along with that, such as taxes and maintenance and so on and so forth. So the first thing I always do is make sure every item on this list has been checked off, and it has. So we know we paid everything before our October budget starts. For my transaction log, which documents my unbudgeted, I was left with $113.08 for my September budget. So my goal was to save additional $50, which means that it had to add to the previous unbudgeted balance, which was $51.79. So I have met at least one of my financial goals. Now my weekly check-in, this is all of the transactions tallied up for my September budget week by week. So we're just going to look at the last week, which indicates where we're sitting at. So for fund money, I budgeted $986. That was remaining. I spent $986. There's nothing remaining. For gifts, I didn't budget anything this month, so there was nothing to spend, so nothing left. For groceries, at the ending balance was $41.09. I spent $41.20. I tried my best to get it down to underneath that last amount that was left for groceries, but I have no coupon or anything left. So that made me over budget by 11 cents, but I was able to go ahead and just move that 11 cents from another category. So this zeroed this out. So I'm starting October budget with 0 for groceries. Now I do have the +5 here, and that's because when you spend at a particular grocery store in my area, you earn, I guess, not cash back, you earn like credits. So I do have a $5 credit. So when I go shopping at the store, I know that I'll be able to use that towards my total. Now for household, I budgeted, well, what was left was $8.58. I spent $4.41 because that included the 11 cents. I did take it from the household because groceries is something for the household. Therefore, I was left with $4.17. For personal, I did have to add $2.49 to personal. I actually pulled that from the unbudgeted category. That's because I did have to add to my manicure service that I didn't plan to do. So that brought the budgeted total to $81.14. So I spent $81.14 total. Now for restaurants, the ending balance was $6.90. I didn't spend anything. One reason was because I was doing my 10-day green smoothie cleanse, so there was no reason to do that. So that left me with $6.90. So these are my ending balances that I'll be going into October with. Now for my weekly check-in for my sinking funds, I started the month off with car maintenance with $256. I did add $25 out of my budget. I spent $22. I added $30 from the side income. I didn't spend anything that week. I added $25 from my budget, as well as $2.37 was transferred to my account from my checking account. They don't know why. I just left it there. And so the ending balance for my car maintenance is $316.37. For gas, I started with 0, so I had to add $30. I spent $26.10. I added $30 again, and this was from the side income. So that was $26.64. I added $30 week 3, and I spent $24.40. So that left me with $12.86 going into my October budget. For Proper Fund, I started the balance with $323.06. I made only that one purchase of $60. That was for his college admission application. And I received interest of 2 cents. So that ending balance is $263.08. For vacation, I started with $300. I did spend $55. That leaves me with $245 remaining. And as always, we just double check and make sure it is there. And so I am going to pull out that cash envelope real quick here. So this is the vacation cash envelope because I still haven't decided what to do. So we're just going to count it up and make sure we have the 245. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 45. So yes, we do have that. Now for my medical, I started off with $564.42. I spent $179.77, so that left me with a balance of $384.65. For property taxes, I didn't spend anything. I've only deposited $15, so that leaves an ending balance of $15. So those are my weekly check-ins. So now it's time to go ahead and go back here. So the first thing is we're going to talk about the income. So I did receive my 2 normal paychecks, which was the $1651.82 and then $1661.95. I brought over the rollover of the $51.79. Additionally, the savings, I brought over $179.77. Okay. I also received a couple checks. There were items that I had purchased that never received to me, and their process was to send a check. So that's where we're at. So there was a check for $3.37, a check for $24.90, a check for $18.19. Additionally, I did receive a refund of $10. I did receive a refund of 5 cents. I tried to beg them not to send it. It was not necessary, but they insisted on it. I also brought over $68.06 from my cash envelopes. I don't know why. Cashless envelopes. I don't know why I caught a blank, but that's what we did. And then I also brought $60 over from the side income. Also, I added $199.79 for debt. So that gives me a total of $3,929.60. I'm gonna shake it. I'm sorry. 69 cents. Okay, so that was my total income. I just talked to you about breaking it down, so I'm not gonna break it down here. Well, I guess I can. 1651.82, 1661.96. So let me just. So that the 615.91. Okay, good. So for fixed expenses, I budgeted the storage at $6.99. I didn't account for the taxes, therefore the total actually was $7.46, which brought my total for my fixed expenses to $1,574.69. I'm gonna warn you, this page is all messed up. There's a whole bunch of issues going on, but that's why I'm gonna talk through it. For variable expenses, my medicine actually was $25.35. So that brought my total up to $710.82. Oh, excuse me, as well as I did receive a credit of my insurance. So that total was $112.83. So because of those changes, my total actually was $710.82 for my variable expenses. Now for my budgeted, for my envelope system, with the what I deposited and what I brought over, it was $55.39 for fund money. I spent $55.39. Nothing to give. For groceries, it was $366.40 total. I spent that. For household, it was $104.95. I only spent $100.78. For personal, I budgeted $168.97, and I also spent that. For restaurants, it was $44.95, and I only spent $38.05. So my spent total for my envelope system was $729.59. So let's see, and my total with the added from August for my September budget was $740.66. I'm going to minus the $729.59. So that's $11.07. All right. So this is what should be left in my cashless envelope system account. So for car maintenance, I budgeted $50. I actually was able to save $80 because I brought some money over from my side income. For gas, it was $60. I was able to bring over additional $30 from my side income. Everything else, my property taxes was the same. For savings, I actually was able to save $150. For extra debt payment, I actually was able to pay $256.22. For the checking buffer, I was able to save $113.08 and actually spend $199.23. So what the checks mean in the X's is that if I spend out of that category, I know I need to look at those accounts and make sure that these funds match. And we went over the weekly check-in, so when I check my little sheet there, my cheat sheet, I'll be able to determine that I have, if they both balance. So the X means I haven't spent anything out of those categories. So for this total, I only totaled what I actually spent, which was $199.23. So what we're going to do is I like to see where I'm sitting at if every dollar is accounted for. And I just use this sheet to do so. So I start with my income. And that was $3,929.69. Then I look at my fixed expenses, which was the $1,574.69. And then my variable expenses, I spent $710.82. Then I have my envelope system, and I actually spent $729.59. And then I have my savings sinking fund, and I only spent $199.23. So what I do is I just take the total income and I minus these categories. So that leaves me with $715.36. So total income, $3,929.69. And my total expenses, and I just want to make sure that that does equal what I said. Okay, 715. And this simply just means that not that I have it, sort of say, but it needs to be accounted for. So how I account for that is I look at these categories. I have my car maintenance, gas, Papa. Oh, I'm not going. Car maintenance, gas, property taxes, excuse me, savings, extra debt payment, and then I have the buffer. So that's $715.36 has to be accounted for in these categories. So we have, for car maintenance, it was actually 80. For gas, it was 90. For the property, it was 15. Savings was 150. The extra debt was 256.22. And then what I actually saved was 113.08. So we just minus each of those categories from the total remaining. Uh-oh. We off by a penny. We are off by a penny because this should equal that. So somewhere I must have fat fingered something. So 392969. And I'm just gonna look at this first to make sure it's not the total that's off, because it sure can be the total. So we're just gonna check it real quick. And it's, I know you say it's just a penny. You're right about that. It is just a penny. So if after doing all these calculations I find that it's not off, I'm totally fine, because I know it's there. I just don't know which of these categories was the culprit. Okay, so it wasn't that there. Let's see if it was when I minus the 32969 minus 1574.69 minus 710.82 minus 729.59 minus 199.23. Nope. So that's good. 715.36 minus 80 minus 90 minus 15 minus 150 minus 256.22 minus 113.08. Yep, I don't know where that penny is at, y'all. And I am not finna go searching for it, but I know it's close enough that I know that it's not a huge error. Now, if this was off by dollars or hundreds, then I'd be like, oh my goodness, where is that? But I just don't see a reason to go through that. So I will check it off saying that it does match, even though it's off by that penny. And I do say that this has been a successful month. I was able to put more towards my debt. I was able to pay off one of my debts. I was still able to save a considerable amount for myself during this time. I am building up my sinking funds, especially my car maintenance one, and my that I really have been working towards, because I want to make sure I have a good buffer for that, as well as I was able to meet my financial goals of at least paying down some debt, saving an additional $50, and starting that sinking fund for my property. So I would say it's a successful month, and I am so excited for October. If you are a new subscriber, thank you to all my current subscribers. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, everybody, go ahead, hit that like button if you like this content, as well as to see more from me. Leave down below in the comment section how your September went. If you can, just share this with your family, friends, and co-workers. Peace out.